Protective and Social Services Committee meeting today, March 29th, 2022. We're going to call to order, and we have no delegations. We have one report, and that's from the Director Services area. Mr. Manuel, please go ahead.
Okay, good afternoon. So, in Community Social Development, the Youth Advisory Committee recently hosted a Financial Literacy 101 session. It had 25 registrants that attended the online session, which is great to see. Additionally, 4 members of the Youth Advisory Council participated in the Cultural and Recreation Engagement sessions. Additionally, on March 21st, the International Day for Elimination of Racial Discrimination, the city partnered with Today FM to showcase equity, diversity, and inclusion awareness and education. And the federal government has announced that they've allocated an additional $1.82 million to the city to, as part of the Reach and Home funds, to help address some of the issues related to homelessness in the community. Enforcement Services notes that foot patrols downtown have resumed with the warmer weather and will soon be expanding into neighborhoods and dog parks. Vehicle for hire spring inspections are scheduled to commence April 4th. So this is a biannual inspection, or sorry, semi-annual inspection program where vehicles for hire are reviewed for mechanical worthiness and licensing. The Alberta Administrative Penalty Information System, which was proposed to go into effect as of February 1st, has been shut down, and the province is going in a different direction. So this was an alternative to traffic courts. At this point, Enforcement Services advises that they had spent approximately $15,000 in hard costs for equipment and additional thousands for soft costs. Enforcement Services made an inquiry to the province as to recuperation of those lost funds and was advised to contact their local MLA to request a refund. Within GPREP, training sessions are underway to familiarize people with our new virtual emergency coordination center platform, as well as testing on our mobile emergency coordination center and orientation to our new emergency social services operational guides. In the fire department recently co-hosted a fire safety officer course in conjunction with the county and St. Albert Fire Department, where 7 students attended the course and were certified. And pretty eventful times over at the RCMP. 2 incidents of note they wanted to raise was one on March 16th. Grande Prairie RCMP located a stolen vehicle with a male and female occupant. Officers tried to stop the vehicle, however, the vehicle tried to flee and ended up driving off the road. As officers approached the vehicle, a female was arrested. However, the male fled the vehicle on foot and was able to enter a nearby unsecured police vehicle, which he then drove away. There was police equipment in the vehicle at the time, including an RCMP patrol jacket, 2 handcuffs, body armor, and a non-lethal weapon. Further investigation revealed the male ultimately ditched the RCMP vehicle and stole another vehicle outside Spirit River and took the police items with him. Further investigation ultimately determined who the suspect was. He was later apprehended, and all of the items that were stolen from the RCMP have been recovered. Both the female and male are facing charges. In a more interesting story, the RCMP report that they received a 911 call of a robbery that had just occurred in a residence in the city of Grande Prairie. When the RCMP attended, preliminary investigation indicated that 3 individuals attended the residence, and well inside, one of the suspects reportedly took out a firearm and threatened the male resident and obtained a quantity of Canadian currency. An altercation resulted in the resident spraying the 3 suspects with bear spray. The 3 suspects then fled the residence on foot. Officers patrolling the area located a male youth matching the suspect description and arrested him. The other suspects were not located. Well inside the residence of the person that called the police, officers observed several indications of drug trafficking, which resulted in the male being arrested. A subsequent search warrant of the house, the victim's house, led the police to find several items, including 6.7 kilograms of marijuana, 1.4 kilograms of cannabis resin, 113 cannabis vape pens, 222 packaged edibles, 1.7 kilograms of mushrooms, 89 bottles of liquid cannabis edibles, 56 tabs of LSD. Officers also seized a debit machine, advertising materials, and multiple other items relating to trafficking. As a result, the original victim and caller to the RCMP has been arrested and charged with possession for the purpose of trafficking, possession of controlled substances. And the youth was ultimately arrested for robbery with a firearm and failure to comply with youth sentence order. So, interesting times over at the RCMP detachment.
You probably didn't have a business license either.
I think it's safe to say that we might have to have enforcement services follow up.
Okay. Thank you very much. Any other? Mr. Bressie, go ahead.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I don't have questions, but I do have a motion regarding something that Director Manuel just updated us on, if I may.
Yep, go ahead.
And it is, I would move that committee recommend council direct the mayor to write a letter to relevant officials requesting compensation for the significant hard and soft costs incurred to implement the administrative penalty system. And just speak to this in the grand scheme of the city's budget. It's not a huge amount, but it still is tens upon tens of thousands of dollars that we incurred because the province told us we're implementing a new system. You guys need to pay for it. So we paid for it. And now the province is saying, sorry, we're not doing that system. And we don't get any benefit of it. They literally asked us to flush tens of thousands of dollars down the toilet. And I understand those things happen, but I think that the level of government that made those decisions should be paying for those decisions. So I don't know if taking the government's advice to ask our local MLAs is the correct course of action. I'd suggest maybe the Minister of Municipal Affairs and the Justice Minister should be the two officials we're writing to, but that's why I'm leaving this vague to say relevant officials so that our mayor can work with our staff to figure out who would be best to direct this to. But I hope that committee will support this motion, and I hope that ultimately council will support this motion.
Thank you for bringing that up, Mr. Bressie. There's a motion on the floor. Any questions? Go ahead.
No questions. I just want to say thank you to Councillor Bressie. I hate throwing money away. My goodness. The other day I cooked a pizza. It was just a frozen pizza. I let it cool. It was a little later at night, and then I fell asleep. In the morning, I discovered it still on the counter uneaten, and I was like, God, that's $4 down the drain. So when we're talking about tens of thousands of dollars, I can think of lots of great ways that we can apply this money. And when we're asked to do something by either level of government, provincial or federal, I hope that they're going to stick with the plan when they ask for our investment. So this is an excellent motion. Thank you for your awareness, Councillor Bressie, and for putting this forward. I don't know if we're going to get the money back, but we should at least let them know. So thank you.
So we're ready to vote on the question, the motion.
Mayor Clayton votes in favor.
Thank you. And that passes unanimously. We did have an item that we added to the agenda today. It was number 4. It's an in-camera item, and looking for a motion to go in camera. Mr. Bressie?
Mayor Clayton moves to go camera.
There you go. Miss Jackie Clayton just went into camera. Okay.
Mayor Clayton votes in favor.
Thank you. And that passes unanimously. With that, Miss Clayton, would you like to go ahead with your concerns?
Sure, I'll just wait for legislative services to tell us that we're clear.
no other business. We have no bylaw policy review. We do have an outstanding items list. And if you can go to that list.
So, Mr. Chair, I can
2 items. Go ahead, sir.
advise that all the items remain on track.
Thank you so much. Mr. Thiessen,
Thank you very much, Chair O'Toole. I would move that committee receive the March 29th, 2022 outstanding items list as presented for information.
thank you very much. I'll call for the vote.
Mayor Clayton votes in favor.
And that passes unanimously. With that, this meeting is over. Give us 5 minutes and we will get rooms and everything technical looked after, and we'll see you in 5 minutes.